Powerledger's Gemma Green has been spotted lurking in Assetron Energy's Telegram feed, another Australian ICO. Whatever could it mean? In all truth, probably not all that much. Realistically, it's awesome just to see one successful Australian ICO showing support and keeping a watchful eye on another up and coming. Or at best, it could mean some interesting and exciting partnerships in the distant future. Welcome back to ICOReview, and today we're going to have a look at Assetron Energy, which proposes to be the first solar-powered blockchain investment platform. They are developing a blockchain-powered peer-to-peer investment platform in the form of web UI for renewable energy projects. This will make it possible to crowdfund or co-invest in energy assets like solar farms, hydroelectricity, wind farms, and any other interesting renewable energy tech that pops its head up in the coming years. Assetron token holders can then use this web UI platform to co-invest in a range of green energy projects, as mentioned. And then down the line, they'll receive a share of revenue based upon their initial investment. It's a pretty clear value proposition that's been used in traditional investing, been used in a lot of ICOs that have been coming and going in the previous months. As such, it seems as if Assetron is essentially trying to bridge the gap between energy consumers that don't necessarily have the capital to invest in large-scale renewable energy and socially conscious investors that do have the capital and aren't entirely sure where to place it. So it's a pretty niche product. It's a very specialist thing. However, if you're going to do this, if you're really going to bring a renewable energy project or renewable energy peer-to-peer crowdfunding into the public sphere, riding the hype of blockchain tech is the way to do it. And this project, if it takes off, if it gets enough demand, proposes to be quite a game changer. It does rely on mass adoption though, which is why I got excited when I saw Powerledger's Gemma Green, and actually it was that post that brought Assetron back into my mind. I must be honest with you all, I looked at Assetron probably a month ago, and I wrote it off because I didn't think there'd be a high enough demand for a renewable energy crowdfunding platform. I didn't. And then I remembered how powerful blockchain is at the moment, and how just one name popping up in a Telegram feed results in a Reddit post. And once you have the Reddit post, then that makes it onto a YouTube video. And once it's on the YouTube video, you see the snowball effect happening there. So it could very well be that just Gemma Green popping up in the Telegram feed will cause a snowball effect, which will then actually create the user investment and demand for Assetron to really, truly take off. But that's a really good point to jump into the checklist. Value proposition. Token value relies solely on demand for the platform and platform use. Remembering that once you are invested in a project through using the Assetron token, you will then be receiving payout and dividends down the line after the success of the project you've invested in. Is there a usable platform right now? I don't believe the platform is usable right now. Obviously, you need tokens to use it, of course. I messaged the dev team. I haven't heard anything back, so I'll be presuming that it's in alpha stage right now. Awareness. Let's get across all of these social platforms then. They've got a pretty solid Bitcointalk forum going on. There's a nice level of activity here. Popping over to Twitter, 1,639 followers. Considering how early we are in the ICO phase, I'm pretty pleased with that. There's a small amount of retweeting going on. I would want to see this grow. Moving over to Facebook now, and we have almost 3,000 people in liking the page and almost 3,000 people following the project, which for this stage of the ICO, not bad at all. They do, however, have a reasonably populated Reddit feed, which is something that I don't see enough of. And their YouTube is a very quiet place. Let's go now and talk about the team then. Scrolling. I always say this objectively, not much about the team was outstanding to me. Everybody has, of course, a lovely CV. They've got quite a lot of experience in their relevant fields. The words that caught my attention initially: security, distributed systems, and software development. That screams blockchain to me. Honorable mention down to Jade Mason. And I bring up Jade Mason because this is a renewable energy platform. They are crowdfunding for renewable energy projects. For Jade Mason to be the only person here where I actually saw a phrase that related to renewable energy projects, being staffing of solar farms across New South Wales and Queensland, it brought me just that little bit more consumer confidence. And the date the ICO concludes will be the 20th of December this year. And I just heard back from the team. So asking them about what stage of development the web UI is presently in, the response we have: thank you, Dennis. We have all the technical and functional specifications drafted, as well as the node setup with functionality for the backend. We are currently in talks with the developing team specializing in Waves blockchain development to hopefully start work very soon. So the framework is there, the groundwork is there. There isn't a physical, tangible product just yet, but it sounds like they're putting in the hard yards during ICO phase to make that happen relatively soon. And I'd better ask permission to quote him directly before posting. In summary, it's an honorable project. I like the aim. I enjoyed the focus on renewable energy. I believe social is pretty much where it should be at this stage of ICO. I do want to see that continue to grow. The team is nice and responsive in terms of community engagement. I feel as though if the Gemma Green screen cap goes a little bit viral, then Assetron will be able to trade off some of Powerledger's success. I feel as though right now Australian ICOs are very much where Icon was when Korea legalized crypto and there was the first influx of crypto investment. A lot of people bought into Icon just because it was the first Korean ICO. And you look at the futures of that now, they hit $2 a unit and the coin isn't even tradable yet. You have a look at Powerledger being the first Australian ICO to my knowledge, the success that's had. I really hope for Assetron that that rubs off. Combined with the merits, of course, of their project, team, and future platform. And that's all I have for you on this one. If you want to know more about the project, all the relevant links are in the description below. Go join the Telegram. They're nice and responsive there. I've been your crypto enthusiast, and I'll see you in the next video.